I'm Samantha Gregory, an author, consultant, coach. I help burnt out women with their tech issues in their business, but also a strong advocate of radical self-care. I have been on the other end where most people are right now facing burnout, and I journeyed through a process of getting from burnout to what I call bliss and balance. My hope is to encourage, inspire, and empower you to do the same because it's totally worth it. A few years ago, I was fed up with being a strong Black woman. I was working, taking care of kids in school, doing all the things. I thought I had to do this because I was brought up with this narrative that Black women are strong, Black women are the backbone of the community. There was no break. If you broke down, you were weak. And I would tell myself, you know what? I don't have the luxury to break down. Maybe a white woman does. She can take time off, heal herself, but I didn't have that luxury, or at least I didn't think I did. I started looking up how to cope with being a strong Black woman. I came across this poem called "The Strong Black Woman is Dead." And I will send that to you so you can link it in the description. And when I read that poem, I was like, OMG. Wow. And it wasn't a good thing. She died because she was a strong Black woman. And she went through all these different relationships and family issues and all the things that caused her literal death. I can't be that woman that just dies on the vine trying to be everything to everyone because it's not sustainable. I'm not happy. I can't enjoy life. I decided I'm not going to be a strong Black woman anymore. It's not my calling. I had to claw my way out of that label because it is a label that others literally put on you, and you take it on as something that you thought of, but you didn't really. And I just really started to come to these different realizations that this is not really who I am. And I need to get out from under this heavy barbed wire cape I'm dragging around trying to prove I'm a strong Black woman. I decided I couldn't do that anymore. With a series of events, health issues, having children, having my daughter, and not wanting her to adopt this mindset and feel like this is her only value and worth is being a laborer and a mule for men, society, white people. It doesn't matter. I didn't want her to have that legacy. I had to change that narrative for myself. It took and it takes deep work to get out of that mindset, especially when every day you're bombarded with this idea, this really demand that you be a strong Black woman, whether it's from the men in our community, from the church, from school, society. And if you're a parent, you must be a strong Black woman, because if you fail and your kids fail, you are totally to blame for their delinquency, for their issues, whether a daughter has had her own child out of wedlock, whether your son has gone to jail, he's a drug dealer, it all falls on your shoulders. And I didn't have this child by immaculate conception. So surely there's a father in the background who needs to take responsibility. So taking the onus off of myself was important. And like I said, it literally has been a struggle and a fight to move out of this space because people want to keep you there because it's convenient for them. And I can't be here for someone else's convenience and a tool to be used. A normal Black woman, someone who's just a human, who has flaws and ideas and hopes and dreams, just like everyone else. To your question, what can you do to even start this and be consistent with it? Because it is a mindset shift. And I think the first thing you have to do is decide that I am not a strong Black woman. And I think even making that decision that you are not a strong Black woman and you will deny every opportunity that other people try to place on you, every instance, or just really getting people off your back and helping them to understand, no, I'm not a strong Black woman. And that, so one consistent thing you can do is just say no. And that is hard, especially if you've been a people pleaser, but it's a muscle you have to exercise every day. There are other ways to say no than saying the N-O word. Just say no to people. Nope, that doesn't work for me. Nope, that doesn't fit my schedule. There's someone else who might can do that for you, or something else that takes you off the hook and out of that space of always pleasing other people and being so available to people. Fill up your schedule with things for yourself, maybe for your kids, if it's absolutely necessary, like a parent teacher conference, you got to go to that maybe. But then you may not. They can send you email. But I'm just saying,
Right.
you can say, just saying no is so important. Sometimes you don't have to say no, just don't respond. Sometimes people say, oh, that's so rude. But that's how we stay trapped in the strong woman syndrome, because we're so concerned about what other people think. We're so concerned about pleasing other people and how other people view us. And it's like, no, what they think does not really matter. And I think we talked about this before, that until they paying my bills, sleeping in my bed, and they helping me make decisions around, and for myself and my household, what they think doesn't matter. When you start to train people, just like yourself, to not expect you to always be on call available or always saying yes. I had a moment this morning. Samantha, you pride yourself on having all the resources for people. Don't you know that's keeping you in your masculine energy? By always being available. When are they going to be a resource for you? When are you going to start receiving? The strong Black woman does not know how to receive. We're so used to giving. It feels good to give. I love giving. I'm a gift giver. I give people money, my time, my resources, but I have to step back and receive. I have to step back and say, no, I'm not going to, it's going to be this all inclusive resource and the end all be all to everybody's problems. I can't do that anymore if I want to stop being a strong Black woman. This is my last frontier of not always being this expendable resource that people have, but allowing other people to find the answers on their own, allowing other people to have the space to figure it out or fail. And it's okay, because when you fail, you actually have a lesson to learn in that failure. And because I had to fail a lot, I had to learn hard lessons. And so I had to give people space to do that as well. And I think being a strong Black woman, you take away people's power to learn, to fail, to do for themselves, to grow up, grow the F up, and stop looking at us as the crutch for your entire life. We can't be that for people. That's too much pressure, giving away too much power. Yes, realizing we are powerful as Black women, but we want to be powerful in a different way. We want to empower ourselves to find a space to just rest, relax, and enjoy life. That has been my thing. I was looking through my notes on my phone. I have never written down anywhere. I have a bucket list, but I haven't really written down that I'm going to enjoy life and this is how I'm going to do it. And I was shocked. This is not good. Being the resource, cutting it off, and ignoring my desire for freedom and to enjoy life. But yet, first thing, learn how to say no. You can do it. When you are so used to wearing the strong Black woman cape, that has become your identity. And to change that identity literally is, oh, I really don't know who I am. Because so many have told me I'm this, I'm that, I should do this, I should do that, I should just be everything to everyone else. And you literally contorted your life to fit the mold that other people have created for you, that you don't even know who you are as an individual. You have to go through this process of self-discovery so that, and even when you go through the process of self-discovery, you still have to like really be a critical thinker and I did like this, but did I like it because they said I should, or did I like it because I really like it? Or because people, again, pushing their agenda onto you. And so you have to literally go through a long process of who am I? It's frustrating. You've made a habit of being yourself. And I don't know if you heard of the book by Joe Dispenza called Break the Habit of Being Yourself. And it is such a powerful book that takes you through the process of discovering who are you really? What is this person that you thought you were really who you are? I loved going through this process of self-discovery. When you go through the self-discovery process, You have to go through like a self-acceptance process. You have to go through a self-love process. When you figure out who you are and know you're always becoming this person, you have to accept this person. This is the new me, my new identity, or a hybrid of who I thought I was. And then once you're able to do that, then the self-love and self-care comes in. Because if you're not loving who you are, you hated your life because you've always been either a doormat, a people pleaser, extremely feisty, loud, soft, or quiet, whoever you have been in this strong Black woman identity, shedding that, letting it go, forgiving yourself really for allowing it to go this long and not really getting to know yourself is tough, because you have to face yourself like, girl, I don't even know who you are. And I'm so sorry. I'm going to correct that. I'm going to make this right. And you go through that process. And it's really becoming your own best friend, becoming the person who is always in your corner. Because often as a strong Black woman, there's no one in your corner. Not really. You don't really belong anywhere. You become a fixture in the family or the community or the church because everybody have this expectation of you, but people aren't seeing you. They have this idea of who you should be. As long as you're playing that role, everybody's happy. We're going to do what we want to, forget how you feel. I don't like that. I can't do this anymore. And that's a decision I made a couple of years ago. I just couldn't do it anymore. I said, all the things I used to do, I'm not doing anymore. Places I used to go, people I used to hang around, I let it all go because it was not serving me or my highest good. Using that language, you become conditioned to people making you feel guilty for thinking about yourself, even in the slightest. And it's, oh, you just all that, or you just so selfish, or you're supposed to put others before yourself, but you're not doing that. When the blinders are off, you see people and you really start to understand, oh, the agenda was all about them and not me. And as long as I fit in that little slot that they this little square box they place me in, everything is okay. Once I step out of that box, that's a problem. You have to be ready for the backlash and use that strength for yourself. Know that when the storm is over, you've gone through the darkest days of your life, because you will go through dark days, because you are shedding that false identity and finding the true you. Look, the fallout, because there's going to be a fallout with a lot of people, and you're going to lose a lot of friends and some family members when you go through this process of becoming you. And you got to know, you got to understand, on the other end of it, other side of it, you will gain so much than what you lost if you're willing to stick with it, stand on your own feet and be strong for yourself instead of everybody else. It's a must in order to get to the place where you want to be and to really be able to fulfill your dreams and goals. Because trust me, if the place you wanted to go is way higher than where you grew up, where you are now, then you can't take the same people with you. They were like, I couldn't take certain people with me, but it just wasn't going to work. And in order for them to get to this next level, they knew they had to let some people go. It wasn't because they didn't love them. It's simply because the mindset wasn't the same. And when you start changing and shifting your mindset, you start changing and shifting your environment and the people in your environment too. The truth of the matter is, it does feel like you're literally losing your mind. You're losing your old mind so that you can get a new mind, and so that it can be better, because you honestly do not know, in the mind that you're currently in, how to get to this new place, because it's so filled with all the memories, it's filled with all the ideology, the narratives, the old tapes that you've been accustomed to hearing. If that's all you know, that's all you're ever going to know until you decide to break that, learn more, trust more, believe more, read more, listen more, and just, again, get yourself around some different people who either on that same journey with you, or they may a few steps ahead. They can guide you, tell you what's coming up. This is what you're going to what you can expect, which is what we're doing now. Here's what you can expect when you're going through this journey of becoming a different version of yourself. Because the version you are now, is it really working for you? That's what Dr. Phil said. Is it working? I loved that part of what he says. And you have to and this again comes to being truly honest with yourself and really looking yourself in the mirror and saying, look, am I happy? Is this the life that I dreamed of having for myself? And if you didn't even have any dreams because other people have literally stifled them for you because they only want to, again, use you as a tool for their benefit, then you got to find out, what is it that I really do want? Who am I? What do I want? Why am I here? You can't know why you're here until you know who you are. Right. That's important. Support systems, support people in your life. Therapy helps, having a therapist helps. People who have a similar vision as you, people who just have always been a part of your fan club, who just love to see you win. And if people in your life don't want to see you win, they need to go. Because they're going to sabotage you. Stop thinking the same things you've always thought, because they're saying the same thing they've been saying for years. If they've not improved and elevated, they don't have anything new for you. Unless you truly want to be like them, move out of that space. Do I really want to be like that? Do they have what I want? Are they where I want to be? Find the people you want to emulate, people who are where you want to be, so you can get what you want in life. And being a strong Black woman, that ain't gonna get you there. It'll take you so far, but until your desires are beyond that, you're going to still be struggling with health problems, people problems, relationship problems, and die prematurely. Read the poem, The Strong Black Woman is Dead. It'll open your eyes. As scary as it feels to release a strong Black woman cape, believe me, it is worth it. Because you not only set yourself up for a life you truly love, want to live, can enjoy, you become an example for people around you who are also struggling with the strong Black woman syndrome. Your courage could give them courage. Me speaking about this takes courage. It takes inner strength to make this bold step. But if you don't want to die a premature death, and it doesn't have to be a physical death, it could be a mental death, an emotional death. It could be a lifetime, the rest of your lifetime being sick. If you want to be healthy, happy, and whole, I strongly suggest that you let this narrative go and start embracing a better life, a softer life, a feminine energy life. You're going to find more and more Black women throwing down the cape, doing a little dance on it, burning it up, whatever they decide to do. I suggest you join in, find the courage to do this for yourself so that your nieces, daughters, your little sisters can not have to walk the same walk. And then when anybody tells you, oh, you're just such a strong Black woman, I give you permission to curse them out and just say, that's not me. So I'm like, who you talking to? You got the wrong one. Do you know? No, not really a soft Black woman. I'm just me. It's about embracing the individual identity. The strong Black woman trope is a blanket description for oppressed Black women. And I think that when you become a more empowered, self-loving Black woman, I'm an individual, whatever your name is, that's who you are. And people labeling you, because it's a label. So you just rip the label off and say, nope, that's not the name on my birth certificate, sorry. I love having these conversations and sharing my experience, because I believe I've gone through all that I've gone through so that I can share the experience, so that I can give people, be a guide, an advisor, show them the shortcuts to a life that you truly would love to live. And it does start with this shifting and changing who other people say you are and becoming who you truly are.